the audience to the December 13th, 2016 Parish Planning and Zoning Board meeting. Would you all please stand as Coach Williams says the invocation and pledge of allegiance.
Dear Lord in heaven, we come again thanking thee for another blessed day, another blessed opportunity to serve. We want to thank you, God, for the past year that you watched over this board and you watched over this staff. And you guide us in the best way we know how. We just thank you. We ask that you bless us as we look forward to the new year. That the Holy Spirit will guide us and lead us as we do that for which has been assigned in our hands. We pray for all our elected officials throughout this land and those who are to be elected, that they too may be guided by the Holy Spirit. And we pray for those who come tonight to seek our help, that the Holy Spirit guide and lead us that we might do that for which is right. This we offer our prayer this night. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Cora, would you please call the roll?
Chair Jake Forstay.
Here.
Vice Chair Art Little.
Here.
Mr. Randy Armancourt.
Here.
Ms. Betty Brown.
Here.
Ms. Patricia Cobb.
Here.
Ms. Julia Dickerson.
Here.
Ms. Sharon Galicia.
Here.
Mr. Kyle Link is absent. Mr. Jerry Navarre.
Here.
Mr. Kirk Smith.
Here.
Mr. LaSalle Williams.
Here.
Thank you, ma'am. This is an 11-member board. It will take a majority of those members present to grant or deny any request heard tonight. The chair will refrain from voting unless that vote may affect the outcome. The meeting will be conducted with me reading the request from the agenda. The planning staff will give a presentation and report their recommendations. If the applicant would like to add to the staff's presentation, or if someone from the audience has comments, please come to the microphone and state your name, address, and the nature of your request. All persons wishing to speak other than the applicants need to fill out a blue request to appear form located in the back of this room. The form must be given to a staff member prior to the reading of the agenda item. As required by this board's bylaws, in all cases, the proponents will be limited to 10 minutes. Opponents will be granted 10 minutes as well, with each speaker allowed no more than 3 minutes. I recommend that a spokesperson be selected if there's a large group wanting to speak on the same agenda item. If 4 or more speaker request forms are submitted, the time allowed for individual speakers will be limited based upon the number of forms submitted. The chair has the right to limit speakers who present redundant information or personal attacks. In unique situations, the chair may extend or the board may vote to extend the time allotted for speakers. After discussion, the board will vote on each request. I will announce the decision of the board after the vote. The zoning variances are final tonight. The rezoning cases will go before the police jury for final action on December 15th, 2016. This meeting is being taped by the Calcasieu Parish Government Channel and can be viewed on Wednesday and Thursday following the meeting. For additional run dates, check the website at www.cppj.net. Channel 5 in Lake Charles, Sulphur, Moss Bluff, Westlake, Vinton, DeQuincy, and Gillis. Channel 99 in Carlos and Grand Lake. At this time, I would ask you to please turn off all of your electronic devices or any noisemakers. Moving to agenda item 5. Take appropriate action to approve the minutes of the September 20th, 2016 and October 18th, 2016 Planning and Zoning meetings. I will entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Cobb. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Ms. Brown. All in favor state aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Item 5 passes. I'd like to announce that case VA 04-049-16, a request by Brooke Ferryman for a variance to allow an accessory building prior to the main dwelling in the 3800 block of Davis Road off of River Bluff Lane in Ward 4 has been withdrawn. Item 7, take appropriate action on case RZ 01-042-16, a request by Wesdale Properties of Sulphur, LLC, to amend ordinance number 4882 of RZ 01-011-05 to remove stipulation that the use is for a daycare facility only at 188 East Telephone Road in Ward 1. I will entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Galicia
Second.
and a second by Mr. Little. Ms. Wallace.
This property is located in Moss Bluff and encompasses a half-acre of land. The property was originally zoned mixed residential, but was rezoned in 2005 for a daycare center. And at the time of the rezoning, the police jury limited the use of the property to just a daycare center. The petitioners have bought the land. They bought it earlier this year and would like to use the existing structure as an event center and as a bakery. To do so, the stipulation limiting the use of the land must be removed. Because removing the stipulation would allow uses consistent with the character of the area, the staff recommends that the request be granted.
Thank you, Ms. Wallace. Does the applicant have anything to add to the staff's presentation? If you like to add anything, you may come to the podium at this time. State your name and address.
Ron Richard, 1 Lakeshore Drive, Suite 120, Lake Charles 70629. I'm counsel for him, and all we want to add is just that we have worked diligently with Mr. Crane and staff and would request respectfully y'all's approval.
Thank you. All right. Any questions or comments by the board? Seeing no opposition, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Item 7 passes. Item 8, take appropriate action on case VA01-025-16, a request by Westdale Properties of Sulphur LLC for a variance to decrease the number of required parking spaces. Requires 74 on-site. They're requesting 10 on-site and 64 shared at 188 East Telephone Road in Ward 1. I will entertain a motion for approval with the stipulations.
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Cobb, second by Coach Williams. Ms. Wallace.
This property is the same as was discussed in the previous item. We have been working with the petitioners on this request for a number of months and seem to have been able to find a solution that could be recommended by the staff. The petitioners would like to convert the existing building into an event center on weekends and during evening hours. During the work week, a bakery will operate within the structure. After receiving a revised floor plan last week, we were able to recalculate the required number of parking spaces, and due to the new plan, only 38 spaces are required. Per the site plan, there are 10 spaces on the petitioner's property, 4 on the property line, and 21 spaces on the neighboring property, which is a total of 35 spaces. We feel confident that the petitioners can provide 3 additional spaces to reach the required number of spots. However, the ordinance does not provide for shared parking. Because the full 38 spaces cannot be on site, a variance is still needed to proceed. Because the parking can be accommodated on site and on neighboring property through a private agreement, the staff recommends that the request be granted with the following stipulations: that the development adhere to the site plan on file with the division, provided that the director may authorize adjustments to site plans in light of technical or engineering considerations, and for the inclusion of the 3 additional on-site parking spaces to be shown on plans submitted for permitting, that the hours of operation be limited to the days and times listed in the letter of intent received on June 29, 2016, that events include security personnel to ensure no parking is allowed on public roads, and that the variance request will be revoked and the event center operation ceased should the private agreement with Ready, Set, Grow Daycare be terminated.
Thank you, Ms. Wallace. Does the applicant have anything to add? Any questions or comments by the board? Seeing no opposition, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Item 8 passes. Item 9, take appropriate action on case RZ01-068-16, a request by Darren R. Snyder Construction, LLC, to rezone from Central Business Commercial C3 to Light Industrial I1 to allow a light industrial development, a contractor shop, and storage yard at 2491 Sam Houston Jones Parkway in Ward 1. I will entertain a motion for approval with the stipulations. Motion by Ms. Cobb,
A second.
second by Ms. Dickerson. Ms. Wallace.
This property is located in Moss Bluff and encompasses a half-acre of land. Currently on the property is a house and a detached garage. The petitioner would like to convert the house into an office for his contracting business. The garage would be used to store equipment. Because minimal impacts are to be expected, the staff recommends that the request be granted with the following stipulations: that the development adhere to the site plan on file, provided that the director may authorize adjustments to site plans; that permitting and occupational licensing are subject to approvals from both the Louisiana Department of Transportation and Development and the Louisiana State Fire Marshal; that the use is limited to a contractor shop and storage yard, a single-family dwelling, or any use permitted in central business commercial zoning; and that any outside storage of materials, equipment, or other construction-related items be screened in such a manner to limit visibility from the public roads.
Thank you, Ms. Wallace. Does the applicant have anything to add to the staff's presentation? Okay, thank you, sir. Any questions or comments by the board? Seeing no opposition, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Item 9 passes. Item 10, I would like to announce that case RZ 06-069-16, a request by Daniel Wood to rezone from agricultural A1 to recreational vehicle park RRVP to allow a recreational vehicle park 100 spaces in the 1100 block of Highway 27 North in Ward 6 has been withdrawn. Item 11, I would like to announce that case RZ 07-066-16, a request by Eddie Austin Sr. to rezone from agricultural to heavy industrial to allow heavy industrial development, meat products packing and processing, including slaughtering, in the 4900 block of J. Jardle Road in Ward 7 has also been withdrawn. Item 12, advised that the police jury took the following action on November 17, 2016, with reference to the recommendation of the Planning and Zoning Board from the November 15, 2016 meeting. Applicant Ritchie at Wrestling Drive, Planning and Zoning Board passed, police jury upheld. Applicant Nison's Landing on Gulf Highway, Planning and Zoning Board denied, and the police jury upheld. Applicant Cuvion at Highway 27 South, Planning and Zoning Board passed, and the police jury upheld. Applicant Calcasieu RR at Arsene Road, Planning and Zoning Board passed, police jury upheld. Oak Grove Development at Kings Canyon Road, Planning and Zoning Board passed, and the police jury upheld. Applicant Stutz at Prendrasky Road, Planning and Zoning Board passed, and the police jury upheld. Applicant Austin at J. Jardle Road, Planning and Zoning Board deferred, and the police jury upheld. Applicant Old Penn at Highway 108 West, Planning and Zoning Board failed, and the police jury deferred for 90 days. Item 13, advised that the next regularly scheduled Planning and Zoning meeting will be held on Tuesday, January 17, 2017, in the police jury meeting room. At this time, I will turn it over to Mr. Wes Crane for election of officers.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We'll go ahead and open the floor. We have to elect officers tonight for chair and vice chair. We'll open up the floor for nominations for chair. Do I have any?
Chair, I recommend that we do it by acclamation.
Okay.
Coming here, unless someone else has some,
I'm sorry.
unless someone else has some nominations, I say.
Are there any?
Offers by acclamation that they remain.
What's that?
We're still gonna have to do one at a time, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, let's do one. we
I
need to do it
nominate
one at-
Jake.
Okay.
Chair.
So I have a nomination for Jake. Are there any other nominations? You got a second? Any other nominations for chair? Hearing
Do
none?
you want to be chair?
I will do it if y'all want me to.
Hearing no more nominations, Mr. Porsche, you are the chair. I'll turn it over to you.
Thank y'all.
Y'all playing musical chairs.
Trying to stay warm.
At this time, I will open nominations for vice chair.
Nominate Mr. Art Little.
I'll second that.
All right, we have a nomination of Mr. Art Little and a second. Hearing no more nominations, entertain a motion to close the nominations.
So move.
Motion by Ms. Cobb and a second by Mr. Navarre. Congratulations, Mr. Art Little, you're vice chair for 2017.
You're welcome.
I need a motion to adjourn.
Just a quick, before y'all adjourn.
Yes, sir.
want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy
Absolutely.
New Year.
Absolutely.
What's
I'm glad you didn't say happy holidays.
That's right. We can still say
I
Christmas up
corrected
here,
people
right?
When I go to I was in.
That's right. Merry Christmas to all. Need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All right, motion by Ms. Cobb and a second by Ms. Brown. We are adjourned.
I was